Consumer, producer, and market efficiency. The course introduced fundamental principles of microeconomics, exploring how individual consumers and producers interact in markets. We will delve into consumer behavior, production processes, and the forces that determine price and resource allocation. Consumer behavior and preference. 1. Consumer preference. Consumer preference guide their choice, reflecting their desires and the satisfaction they derive from different goods and services. 2. Utility. Utility represents the satisfaction or happiness a consumer experience from consuming a particular good or service. 3. Indifference curves. Indifference curves visually represents combination of goods that provide a consumer with the same level of utility. 4. Marginal utility. Marginal utility refers to the additional satisfaction gained from consuming one more unit of a good or service. Budget constraints and utility maximization. Budget constraints. A budget constraint represents the limitation a consumer faces due to their income and the price of goods and services. Utility maximization. Consumer aims to maximize their utility given their budget constraint, making choices that provide the most satisfaction. Optimal consumption. The optimal consumption model is the combination of goods and services that maximize a consumer's utility within their budget. Demand servers and market demand. 1. Individual demand. Individual demand reflects the relationship between the price of a good and the quantity demanded by a single consumer. 2. Market demand. Market demand is the sum of individual demands for a particular good or service across consumers in a market. 3. Factor influencing demand. Change income, price of related goods, consumer taste, and expectation can shape the demand curve. Production function and cost structures. Production function. Relationship between inputs and outputs. Cost structure. Expenses associated with producing goods or services. Fixed costs. Costs that do not vary with output level. Variable costs. Costs that change with output level. Supply curves and market supply. 1. Individual supply. Individual supply represents the relationship between the price of a good and the quantity supplied by a single producer. 2. Market supply. Market supply is the sum of individual for a particular good or service across a producer in a market. 3. Factor influencing supply. Change in input costs, technology, and government regulation can shift the supply curve. Equilibrium in competitive markets. Equilibrium price. The equilibrium price is the price at which the quantity demand equals the quantity supplied. Equilibrium quantity. The equilibrium quantity is the quantity of a good or service traded at the equilibrium price. Competitive markets. In competitive markets, numerous buyers and sellers interact, with no single entity having significant market power. Efficiency and welfare analysis. Economic efficiency occurs when resources are allocated in a way that maximizes total welfare, ensuring that all gains from trade are realized. Producer surplus. Producer surplus is the difference between the minimum price producers are willing to accept for a good and the actual price they receive. Consumer surplus. Consumer surplus represents the difference between the maximum price consumers are willing to pay for a good and the actual price they pay. Deadweight loss. Deadweight loss represents the reduction in total welfare that results from market inefficiencies such as tax or price controls. Application and policy implication. Microeconomic principles have wide-ranging application in various policy areas, such as taxation, regulation, and social welfare programs. We will explore how these principles can inform decision making and help address economic challenge.